everybody stand out today from the competition in particular. Elizabeth, why don't you go ahead and get us started for today?
I appreciate that, Ben. Welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedules. Appreciate you joining us. Lunch and learn, if you will. We're talking about how to separate yourselves from the competition and stand out, differentiate from all things that your sales team brings to the table, your company, your business, but of course, the products, the tactics, the data, the capabilities, all of that coming together to help you really make your mark in the marketplace. So I'm Elizabeth Bernberg, Senior Director of Business Development here at Adcelerant. You know, my friend and colleague, the man, Ben Bauslug, our Vice President of Business Development. And we've got some cool stuff on deck today. Agenda items, y'all. Number one, what does it mean to stand out? What differentiators work? What doesn't work? What should we make sure we keep away from, right, at all costs? And then really how to separate yourself from the pack, leveraging platforms and partnerships. So just what I touched about earlier. And just as a reminder to y'all, we are recording this. You will have a copy of the recording as well as the deck that's going to be sent to everyone after today's webinar. But we want to also try and make this as conversational as possible. So any questions that might come up, or hey, how have you guys done that? Or what do you think? Use that Q&A or chat feature in Zoom. Ben and I'll be sure to hopefully save some time at the end to address that. But let's get into it. Meat and potatoes. Questions to think about. Again, this has been kind of new over the past few webinars. We kind of like setting the tone, getting everyone's minds thinking, you know, in this particular topic. So I'm going to read these out. Definitely some things for you to just keep top of mind during today's discussion. How are you currently separating your offerings, capabilities, and really everything that you do and with like businesses in the marketplace? Do you know, right? Do you know what your comparison kind of go-to talk points and track points are compared to maybe your competitors? When it comes to digital marketing, what do you bring to the table that's different? Is it your audience, your core audience, right? Your owned and operated, your website, your social media? Is it your transparency with reporting and analytics? What specific things separate you when it comes to digital? How do your competitors differentiate themselves, right? What are they doing? How are they winning business, especially digital business, especially third-party digital business, since that's something that is totally available to pretty much anyone and everyone, right? So how are they winning that business? Last but not least, how do your differentiators align with your company and your partner's mission and objectives? I think this one is actually really crucial because it's a great way for you and a prospect or an advertiser to really align if you kind of focus on key differentiators that make you stand out, right? If you really believe in the importance of transparency and customer service and making sure that, no rock is unturned when you're talking about strategy, and maybe that more or less is the same kind of go-to differentiators your clients really like to talk about with their clients, bring that up, right? See how, what kind of alignments can really happen there. All right.
Real quick, Elizabeth, I think that's so important to think about. And also, it reminds me of this exercise that I did with our CEO back, probably it had to have been like 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. But he challenged us. And he said, Ben, if you were at Adcelerant's competition, what would your competition be doing? Or what would you do to, take out Adcelerant? What would you do to take out your other stations? What would you do to take out your company? Think about those things so that you can continue to stay ahead of what that competition is doing, because nothing gets anybody going more than taking business from your competition. Obviously, it's all friendly competition, but think about that and maybe try out that exercise. What would you do to take yourself out? A quick reminder here, Elizabeth, about who Adcelerant is and what kind of helps us stand out. We're not just a digital advertising company, we're a technology company too, and we're focused on making the complexity of digital simple. How do we stand out from the crowd? Whether it's a a set of seats in a stadium, a new pair of shoes in a crowd. How do we do that, Elizabeth?
Well, I think first and foremost, it is not just about being better, right? That's definitely a part of it. Being different, really setting a tone that's completely different than your competition. And that makes the client also think a little bit more about it, right? It's not just another AE knocking at my door to learn more about my business. Their approach is maybe different. They're asking really pointed questions. Shoot, they've done their research. So these are incredibly ways for you to, again, be really separating yourself out from the competition. And I love this. Seth Godin, I mean, we all know him, love him. I saw him years ago at the Denver Digital Summit. He was the keynote speaker. People do not buy goods and services. They buy relations, stories, and magic. We are in sales. There is magic to it, but it's got to be trustworthy, right? Real stuff, real, tangible, transparency, honesty, real things. So Ben, tell us from a professional standpoint, from a business standpoint, and you know, a lot of this, we know this, we're working professionals. We've been in this space a long time. These are important reminders, y'all, to keep this front and center when it comes to differentiating yourself, because it starts with your sellers. Ben, over
It
to you.
absolutely does. It absolutely freaking does. And you know what? It starts with changing up the way that we're selling. We're no longer ad takers, right? We're here to be solution sellers and providing solutions. A lot of times me and Elizabeth like to say, you know, we're kind of like, you know, doctors when it comes to digital media inside the, you know, legacy media space. We're able to diagnose what's currently happening within companies and prescribing solutions that help to fix those certain types of gaps, issues, or things that are just missing, right? First off, understand your target audience or that client, understand their pain points to provide your value. Don't go in there trying to sell something right off the bat. You need to be asking those questions. I read a really great article or blog post recently by the Center for Sales Strategy. They said we have to change to the buyer's mentality. Think about what they want, what they need, what they wish for, and then use your solutions to prescribe or give them what that is to accomplish those things. 2, find and use your unique selling propositions. So when you're learning from your customers, make sure that you're leveraging those differentiators, those unique differentiators. It's, you know, digital especially is commoditized. Everybody can do that. Everybody can do this digital stuff. How do you do it differently? How does your team do it differently? What's your fulfillment like? What brand safety measures or, you know, different ways do you qualify your programmatic, or how do you run search campaigns differently? What other products do you offer that others do not? How do you create that omni-channel approach when your competition does not do that? So find those unique selling propositions. Also, stand out visually. Like what I'm doing today, it's Mardi Gras down here in New Orleans. I had to do something to stand out. Your websites, your logos, your decks, your backgrounds on Zooms and stuff like this. Yep. Elizabeth and I love doing this stuff. And not just here, it's important to also think of other places where you stand out, where you're connecting with customers organically sometimes, right? LinkedIn.
Huge.
Make sure you have a presence there. Connect with everybody that you connect with, even if it is your competition sometimes. See what they're doing. Keep an eye on what they're trying to do. The other piece, it's so important, Facebook and Instagram, all these, you know, personal social media networks, not just LinkedIn. I know we're very professional on LinkedIn, but we need to be professional everywhere. You are always a walking billboard and representative of your company. I might be down in the French Quarter tonight, hanging out, doing some parading, but I'm a representative of AdSelleRant, and you'll see me acting that way as well. Really fun. No, it'll be really fun. Also, highlight your good reviews. If you guys don't have customer reviews and testimonials, you need to get those types of things. Those are so unique to your business, and nobody can steal those from you. Your customers are sharing those. And if you get positive feedback from your customers, ask them, hey, I love this. Thank you so much. Are you okay if I publish this somewhere? Put it on my website and use your name, or, you know, tell me what you're comfortable with. That is so important because that's representative of the work that you've already done. And that goes so far for the new customers that you're trying to work with as well. This next one goes without saying, but you always need to be providing the best possible customer service. You need to be clear, you need to be timely with your communication, and you need to always do your best to set the right expectations, right? Elizabeth, you and I, we talked about it, under promise and over deliver.
And over deliver
Every single time, right?
all day, every day.
Definitely important there. This is one that we have heard a lot from everybody else in the industry. You have to be innovative. Advertisers these days are looking for you to bring ideas to them, especially with all the different things that are muddying up all the channels. And there's so many cool, new, shiny, sexy things going on. Bring those ideas to them. Help them understand what's going to help them stand out too. And then finally, be visible. Always be visible. Be out there. Update your LinkedIn, posting, share ideas. Always be out there. When you're doing that, you have that organic presence, and it's really not that hard at all. I mean, I do it a couple times a week at least, and I don't even have it on my calendar to do so. So make sure that you're always being visible in there as well.
And that visibility, if I may, that goes back to the core organization as well. That maintenance of the website. How does the company, your broadcast station, your newspaper, your agency, what is your voice and your brand out there in the marketplace? How are you communicating within the community? Is it, up-to-date stuff? Has it been a while since you've last, used your social media channels? That's all important because your clients, they're getting savvier and savvier. They use these digital capabilities. They have a lot of people knocking on their doors about marketing opportunities. So they will be doing their due diligence, right? Their research as well. Be sure you are also updating all of your core assets to ensure it's in the best visibility, the best light, and creates the best experience when your sellers are talking to your advertisers.
It really is. So, go ahead.
I was going to say, is it you or me? I mean, come on.
You jump back into it.
I'm gonna hop here, but I love this slide. Y'all have seen this before. We've shared it. It's from Burrell. Side note, y'all, we're going to be in Burrell in March. Please let us know if anyone's going to be there. We'd love to say hi. Ben, myself, a few other folks, gosh, our CEO, CRO are going to be joining us. Anyway, let us know if you're going. But when we talk about competitors, right, and what they're doing in the marketplace to differentiate themselves, this is a really key slide here because 53% of businesses buy digital from local media. And this is that local media that they're buying digital from. So as a broadcaster, you should be going, what is my local newspaper doing? Like, what's their shtick when it comes to digital? What's their sizzle? Man, I need to go to their website. I maybe need to try and figure out, get a media kit. Same thing for newspaper and for, radio. You all need to make sure you're learning about what products, capabilities, testimonials that your competitors have out there, because that's where we're seeing momentum from local media, from local businesses. They're coming to you all for these products and services. Some things are really sticking with them.
They definitely are. And this is so important to think about as well, because the fact that 53% of businesses are buying from local media already is important, and agencies are even buying from them as well. Well, you guys can stand out if you're able to bring a full suite of solutions to them to say, this is how we can help you, not just with these core offerings, because and Elizabeth, you and I have these conversations with a lot of people all the time, but they say, we're even afraid of getting into digital because we don't want it to steal our core dollars. We don't want it to steal radio or TV or print dollars, things like that. It's a misconception, actually. I literally just got off the phone an hour ago with another group, a mid-sized, small-sized market radio broadcasting group. They said, you know what? We're complementing every single radio buy that we have with digital, or we're complementing every single digital buy we have with radio. They literally provide more lift in the overall marketing for their customers. And we're having those same conversations with publishers, TV broadcasters, even agencies when we talk about like branding or PR strategies, content marketing. So it's here to complement, and those budgets are separate budgets. They're here to spend no matter what. Definitely kind of an elephant in the room here, right? Want to make sure that we're not differentiating certain ways. We've all been in that position before. You're talking to a client, or you're talking to, even coworkers, things like that. do not talk about your competition and start throwing them under the bus. That is the last thing that you should ever. You do it one time, it'll be easy to do it again and again and again. So do not talk about them. When you have a client that you might be talking to and it shifts over to what they may have done before or why they may have been disenchanted about the competition, you don't need to be egging them on. You don't need to be adding to that conversation. What you should be doing is listening to them about it and using it as ammunition to help yourself out. And what I mean by that is, Mr. Client, tell me why you were disenchanted with that. What happened? What were your expectations? And what ended up happening where they missed your expectations? You use that information to make your own products, campaigns, and strategies that much better. You should not be sitting here talking about people throwing them under the bus. It's about understanding what happens so that you don't make those same mistakes either.
Don't take the bait.
Exactly. Always be professional. Never being unprofessional is so important. I even say it like when I'm going out tonight down in the French Quarter to hang out for Mardi Gras, I'm going to be a professional at the same time. I might run into somebody who's big in the media business. You guys are always representing the companies that you're working for, the brands that you're working for. And as those representatives, you need to always be on the forefront of saying, I'm going to take the higher road no matter what. Right. And then being a know-it-all, always be listening. Don't be feeding the fires when it comes to those types of things. So Elizabeth did a great job kind of tying this slide together, saying, let them talk about it. That's okay if they talk about it. You don't need to be talking about it. Listen, and then use that to kind of arm yourself to provide better support, better customer service, better strategy, better expectations, all those types of things.
It's an opportunity. These moments, to echo Ben when he was talking about, if a client starts talking about a competitor, maybe a bad situation, right? A circumstance that came about and they're wanting to dive into the doldrums there. It's an opportunity for you to gather, continue to ask questions. Tell me more about that. Give me more insight into your experience, and then use that again to formulate your own argument as to why your company, your solutions, why this is going to be different, and then back that up. And because you're listening, because you're learning from them, you're going to be able to back it up and how it applies to their goals and objectives, right? You're going to bring it back full circle. So use all of these, things that we're talking about. These are opportunities just to create better conversations, get more intel, better data from your client. That's also going to help you stand out when it comes to bringing together a really complete recommendation for the advertiser.
Absolutely. Next one. Oh, this is a fun one. I know, especially in our space, all these digital products, it's sometimes easy to oversell, right? Hey, we're going to do this, and this. You need to understand and communicate exactly what your limitations are. Again, best practice, under promise and over deliver. And if you have a certain limitation, do not go beyond that limitation. If you're doing that, you're setting yourself up for a failure with that client, and they're not going to be very happy after 3-6 months, and you're going to end up losing that business, not just for another month, but for the rest of eternity. You want to hold on to these customers. So understand exactly what those limitations are. If you're not providing certain types of tracking, if you're not providing certain types of transparency, don't go out there saying that. This goes to show that you always need to be doubling down on your own training. I don't sit here and start going out and pushing things that I don't know quite much about. If I don't know enough about it, I'm going to go in and I'm going to watch the video, talk to some colleagues, get some industry insights, and make sure I'm armed with the appropriate information so that we're not overselling, really. Also, don't assume the approval. You need to be upfront, transparent about those deliverables and expectations. Same thing as what you're seeing about these false product claims. Make sure you know what their pain points are, what metrics really matter to them, and what their expectations are before you even start any of these things out.
Finally, no surprises. Oh, sorry. Yeah, just no surprises. I mean, this is just, again, goes into really the trust and rapport that you as a media company, you as a seller, you as a consultant, you as a fellow community member. This is going back to those core threads of trust that you're building with your advertisers. And a big part of that is transparency, right? And communication. Don't assume don't assume approvals. We've seen it so many times when a client has said, this is, I didn't approve this, but then what happened with all of this marketing, right? That our new targets, we've had partners say that about, previous providers that they've used, and we're going, man, you need to be sure you're getting approval and that your partner is also confirming that with you, that there is a line of approvals. So there are no surprises when reporting comes. Everyone's on the same page. We all know the adjustments that have been made. They've been approved, and we're ready to talk about these successes or these areas of opportunity to adjust and make the campaign better.
Definitely. And Elizabeth, I think this last one is what you're probably the best at, is don't wait. Always be proactive, creative, and sharing those ideas. If something pops into your head, you're like, oh, that would be great. We were just texting the other night. We're like, this would be great for this thing that we're working on. We bring them to the table and we immediately start acting on those things, right? And we bring them up with our clients at the same time. Those people love those things. There's nothing easier to do than to let an email that somebody has, like a sales rep has emailed me. There's nothing easier to do than let it just slide right past me.
Yes.
Not only should you be proactive and bringing those ideas to the table, use all of the different channels that you can connect with these folks. I am getting fed up with people saying, oh, they're just not responding to my emails. Well, are you giving them phone calls? Are you leaving voicemails? Are you commenting on their Facebook? Are you shooting them a LinkedIn message? Hey, it's been hard to connect with you. I just want to make sure that we find a time to, make sure we get on the same page so we can talk about what it's going to take to move forward. Little things like that go a really far away. There's a little trick that I've used in the past. It's called 7 and 10. Contacting your client 7 times in 10 days. On the 7th, reach out, and that's through different channels: email, phone call and voicemail, LinkedIn message, even shooting them a Facebook message if you're friends on Facebook. You don't have to get too creepy, but finding different channels to get in touch with them. And then on the 7th day, or excuse me, the 10th day, which is your 7th reach out, if they have not responded to you, send a breakup email. Make it be polite, be professional. Hey, it's like, it's just been really hard to connect. It sounds like you guys are too busy to, get anything going right now. Please reach out when you're ready to go. Done. 2 sentences, 3 sentences max. I think I've got like a 50 to 75% people respond to me on that last email saying, oh, I'm so sorry. We've definitely been stacked on things that we're doing. Use those types of tactics to get back in with them if you see deals are slowing up. There's a couple of questions that I wanted to touch on real fast, Elizabeth.
Absolutely.
I see Vanessa asked, what are some resources available for learning about local statistics? Are there low-cost resources? Most people, most of these different statistics companies want an arm and a leg to get those types of statistics. The best data is data that you got to pay for. But there are lots of other places to get it. Your partners that you work with, they should be able to help you pull some of this stuff. They should have access. We use like eMarketer. We've got Consumer Price Index. We even leverage Borrell data ourselves as well. But the cheapest data out there is Google. A few Google searches could find you some really qualified data out there, and people love data. That is like one of the biggest things that we're doing, and Elizabeth's touched on it before, but we're here to make data-driven decisions, and that's a lot of what your clients are looking to do as well. So unfortunately, if you want the best data out there, it is going to cost you maybe not an arm and a leg, but nothing wrong with wheeling and dealing to see if you can get a better deal on it, right? Tina asks, what are the best value propositions you would recommend from a technical or software standpoint? When it comes to Accelerant, we do use a couple of different platforms compared to others. We leverage the Trade Desk as our DSP of choice. It's widely known as one of the best DSPs, if not the best, one of the best, if not the best DSP in the industry. Little things like that go a far way, and you can use, data behind it. Hey, here's a G2 crowdsourcing information to say why the Trade Desk is better than others. We use other types of differentiators as well, deep within the Trade Desk, quality settings, different ways that we're running the campaign's proprietary strategies. I'm not quite at liberty to share right at this moment, just because I want to get back to our conversation, but understand what those are. If you're a current Accelerant partner, reach out to your account manager. Hey, I need a few more differentiators that I can use because I'm coming up against this competition that's saying this about what I got, which is essentially what you got. So reach out to those guys. And then Ron says, what if they continue to say social media is all I use and it works? Or I do Google on my own. I learned the best lesson. It was my senior year of college. I was going to University of Northern Iowa. and I was part of the American Marketing Association, and our president of the university, his name is Bill Rude, was coming in and speaking to us. He gave us 3 lessons, and I took 2 of them, and one of them I always use over and over. It is use an expert. If I have legal problems, I use a lawyer. If I have medical issues, I go to a doctor. If I need marketing help, I use a marketing expert. Those businesses that you're working with, those owners especially, they're spending 6, sometimes 7 days a week focused on running their business. There is no set it and forget it mentality. That's not going to do great for their business. What's beautiful about digital is that you can optimize, see the data based off of what you've been running to date, and create a better performing campaign. Say, oh, I see that's not working out too well. I need to do a little bit better here. If they say they're doing it on their own, I would ask them, hey, let me see your reports. Let me see, what you're currently getting out of it. I'd love to see if I can dive into it, or have one of my subject matter experts dive into it, and we can tell you if we can do it a little bit better for you. So that's really important. And when they say they only use social media, I'd say you're only hitting a percentage of the audience. You have to create that omni-channel approach. People don't spend 100% of their time on Facebook and Instagram. I might spend a lot of time there. I mean, I get stuck in the videos. It's like a moth on a light bulb on a porch, but they don't spend all their time there. They consume content everywhere. So those are a couple ways that you guys can help get in front of those people and answer those questions.
If I may too, Ben, just something else to add to Ron's question. If they're saying social media is great, do some research on what maybe their competitors are doing, right? If you're seeing their competitors with banner ads that are running, maybe you've been retargeted, maybe you've seen search engine marketing ads, that should chirk their interest, because if they are not in the game, in the space where their competitors are, they are losing that market share.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Elizabeth, some of our favorite parts of this conversation. Now, how do we stand out with Accelerant besides looking at people like you and me with these goofy shirts on?
That's right. I mean, we've talked about, right, the professional side of it, and, reminders that I think are incredibly important, especially now since so much is over Zoom. There's kind of a new professional etiquette that we all must keep in mind. But these are some really important deliverables, and in terms of tangible things that you can really bring to the table as a partner with Accelerant, that do help set that tone, that you are very well aware of what is happening in this space. You have a team of support that can help shed light on some of these capabilities here. These products are fantastic, and these tools help you have deeper conversations. And again, they focus on data. Right? How can we learn more about the advertiser's target audience, their competitors' audiences that there may be missing, or maybe some micro audiences that are growing? Things like our device ID audience insight report. If your client's looking for a conquest strategy and they're wanting to put these virtual fences around their competitors in the marketplace, you are going to have this phenomenal link to a tool, to a ton of demographic insight into the actual people who have been to your competitors' locations. Things like average household income, average age, presence of children. Where do these devices reside geographically? Are they in the market? Are they maybe, elsewhere? This is some really great stuff, for lack of a better word, to really kind of plant that marketing conversation. Also use it as a way for a valid business reason to spark up a new conversation with an advertiser. So our audience insight report with our geofencing device ID historical solution is, as Ben would say, the bee's knees. Totally legit. Definitely will help you stand out.
That stuff is like super sexy for everybody. To be honest with you, like it's really freaking creepy. First off, that you can sit here and see, oh my gosh, the people who are in my competitors' locations actually live in these zip codes, and a bunch of them are coming from the zip code that my business is in. How do we get those people in here running a campaign like a device ID campaign and then proving to them that foot traffic attribution is actually happening? So I couldn't express more. If you're not leveraging that device ID targeting for your clients, please make sure you are doing that.
Tracking and transparency. This is like the buzz, and it should be. especially now. There's a lot of noise out there in the marketplace when it comes to digital providers and capabilities out there. At the end of the day, when it comes to programmatic, you have to be sure with confidence that you're able to tell your client, we are tracking these campaigns with deliverables in our reporting dashboard. You are going to see every single website or app where these ads are actually being served. You're going to have access to a plethora of data points that we will help curate the best target audience together. And that transparency, again, that's only going to help solidify deeper trust and also get your client some kind of skin in the game too, right? Really kind of buying into understanding how these digital components are actually really working and supporting their long-term business objectives. So programmatic tracking and transparency, huge. And conversion tracking, my goodness, are you seeing those leads and actually the ability to attribute those with the campaign platforms that you're running? You should. You absolutely should be able to do that with your digital provider. Local SEO. I mean, SEO, Ben, what's our saying? When people are trying to look for stuff, where do they go? What do they do?
Well, if you need, want, or wish for anything, you don't have the answer, what do?
That's it. You GTS.
GTS. Google that stuff.
Local SEO. Yep. Tell them about some local SEO and web development, because that's, I think, something, especially for your local small mom and pops, guys that might not have deep pockets. This is a huge differentiator product for your company that's also going to help them stand out against some of the bigger guys in their market.
Absolutely. You know, this is awesome because we've got some super affordable products. I mean, like literally best bang for your buck products we have within the entire arsenal, I would say. And you can just, they're kind of like Trojan horse products. So you help them with their website, make sure they have their presence on Google where everybody's going whenever they need anything. And then you can start stacking your device ID targeting on there when they get a little bit more business with them. You can put in some more display, maybe some paid search, things like that. But the beautiful part about what we're providing to all of our partners right now is a full stack digital agency solution that covers the entire customer journey. It's not just top of funnel and mid funnel stuff, but you're capturing those conversions and those real leads and those phone calls and form fills and people getting directions to your business. You're actually able to track those types of things. So it's not just about impressions and clicks and CTRs these days. It's how do I know my cash register is ringing, and being able to tell that story of success from the reporting that you have is incredible. So this is a really, really important part of the entire strategy here. And if you have clients who are, yeah, I've got a website from 2005, they might need a little updating. That's okay. We can help out with that. But this is a great way to take full advantage of affordable, easy products to leverage and tell a good story of success with it as well. I just got a note here. Hang on one second. Maggie says she has 2 retailers tell her that they saw an uptick in sales due to their local SEO campaigns. So she's now pitching it with everything. Such good ROI, Maggie. You're the best. Thank you so much for a testimonial live. I appreciate it. That's the stuff that I love. Literally, I think there's another case study. I had we were doing like a dentist. They started doing their local SEO. On the 3rd month, they had an uptick of like 50% in new customers. And in the 4th month, they had like a 75% increase. It's insane how much you can actually see it, and they really feel it resonate. Well, enough about products, Elizabeth. Full customer journey, you get all the products, but how do we do it? How do you get these products in front of them? How do you get them to buy this stuff? What do we need to do as agencies and media companies to be able to understand it and bring it to the people?
Absolutely. The sales enablement piece, I feel like this is, in my opinion, the most important, in all honesty, because this is where the rubber hits the road. I always mess up sayings. I hope I got that one right, Ben. This is the proof is in the pudding. This is it. You've sold a campaign or you've presented something and the client's ready to roll. It's time to now execute. Now what? What kind of sales enablement support do you have from your provider on the back end that's going to make sure everything is executed without a hitch, right? So everything from support to the tools and processes, streamlining, making things easier. Let's not double down on work just because this is digital. That's why we've got our amazing proprietary tech suite that really simplifies the entire digital sales process. So you can be focused on, your sellers can be focused on that client relations and making sure their onboarding experience with your company is as easy and streamlined. You don't need to worry about the onboarding experience with your advertiser and you running your campaign through AdCellerant. So training is also a huge, part of it. All of our partners have access to our knowledge base. Of course, we're doing trainings like this day in and day out with our partners. We go to in-market. Digital landscape is changing, constantly. So we have to be sure that our partners are armed with the most up-to-date knowledge to be dangerous enough. And remember that, dangerous enough. You don't have to worry about how the sausage is made, how all of, the bells and whistles come together with these products and solutions and what's happening on the back end. Let us worry about that. But we need to be sure that you've got the appropriate training so you can go in there, talk to your clients confidently about these solutions that are going to hit their goals and objectives and why they need to do business with you. Best one, accountability. This, I think, is, it come to the marker of a successful partnership, whether it's you with your clients or us and our partners. It is that accountability. Fulfillment, execution, and communication, making sure there, again, are no surprises. This is supposed to be 100% accessible from anyone and everyone on your team. How many impressions are running? What was our target audience? Where is everything being delivered? That reporting dashboard is going to culminate all of that data together. And guess what? You will also be receiving communication from your campaign managers at AdCellerant, letting you know about any optimizations and changes that they're making and asking for approval before making those large-scale adjustments. So that accountability, that makes all of us together, the partner and AdCellerant, we're working together to do our best for the client. That is so incredibly crucial.
I had to make a quick comment real quick. Talk about stand out. Look at my boy Connor Upton. He's actually a real AdCellerant employee in the AdCellerant office right there. Look at that shirt. I thought what I had was loud. This kid is swimming in it right now. It is so just cool. Absolutely incredible.
And he's got the coolest hot rod car. Like, this guy is awesome.
Real people, US based. You get to talk to us all day, every day, whenever you want to. Come and hang out. Elizabeth, I have to harp again and lay it on thick about the knowledge base and the training. Your team will only do as much as they know. If they're not focused and if they're not trying to do any training, they're not going to get anywhere with digital sales. It's easy to ask them to do 1 hour a week of training. I do this myself. I still continue to train on all of our own products to make sure I'm staying on the forefront of what I'm doing. 1 hour a week. That's easy to do. So path of least resistance, just do a little bit, but the little bit that they learn can go a really, really far way. Tools that work, Elizabeth.
Tools.
UI marketing is our tool, right? Tell us about what we have in UI marketing, some of the other features that are found within it, and why they help our partners out.
I am a former AdCellerant partner. And I mean, y'all, I worked with Ben coming on board. And this was such a crucial element to me because I needed to make things, again, simple for my team. They needed to have the appropriate training, the right support, and also support that was going to challenge them too, because I know what my team was capable of. But this solution, this tech suite that AdCellerant has built out, UI.marketing, we talk about it a lot. This really unifies all of the areas within the digital sales process. So we've talked about, the sales enablement, the training, our knowledge base is located within UI.marketing. That's where you can hop into case studies, you can download one sheets, you can take video tutorials on products. It is just chock full of content that also as a partner, you can repurpose as your own. So our knowledge base is just a huge resource, right, for our partners. Proposal tool, I'm kind of jumping around here, but it's okay. But the proposal tool, the pipeline is the lifeline. That is like my go-to saying. You have to keep that pipeline bursting at all times. And you need to go the pathway of least resistance to create that ease of scalability. The Adcelerant proposal tool enables partners to create that ease of scale with customized omni-channel targeted recommendations in minutes. So your team doesn't have to worry about, gosh, I have to spend an hour and a half on building this proposal, and I've got to call so-and-so over here. I've got to email, what's his name over there? This is all together. So love the proposal solution. And then of course, we've talked about the audience insight report, the amazing trackability, the SEO audit that you can request right through the tool as well. Super efficient, super easy. And then those case studies.
I love it. But wait, there's more.
Oh, wait.
So you have all these amazing tools. You sold this campaign. You set all the expectations. What continues to set you guys apart with an Adcelerant partnership? Well, we have a 100% US-based team, meaning you're connecting directly with those operations people, those account managers that you have. Me and Elizabeth here, primarily in the Denver area. However, we got a handful of people out elsewhere in the United States. We were able to open up our talent pool to a few other areas when COVID hit, but that goes a really far way. So you can connect these people, pick up the phone, call them, and have that conversation when you need to. People powered and not 100% AI based. Obviously, there's a level of artificial intelligence involved here. The platforms do their thing, but we don't rely on just that. Our people go so far because you can't just get a suite of technology and a manual and say, good luck, figure it out. These people are going to bring the customer service to the table to help make sure you guys have exactly what you need to be more dangerous, to get these things done quickly, to learn how to do it, to show you how to do it. Monkey see, monkey do, right? Our team is also incentivized by performance, not just the performance of your campaigns, but also by the performance of their customer service. So they're typically bending over backwards to get what you guys need to be more successful. So because our success doesn't come without yours. And then finally, promoting the transparent communication. Everything that we use as differentiators, you can use as differentiators as well. Those are absolutely incredible pieces that you guys know, because it's things that me and Elizabeth take to the table every single day that you can do as well. Finally, the reporting dashboard. So tie it all together. You're selling stuff, you're executing stuff. How do we tell a story of success, prove the worth of that campaign and the value that it brought to that customer, and tell a true story of success, right? Well, we've got these awesome, amazing product integrations. We have a ton now. There's a lot more coming. Campaign data insights. Make sure you're connecting with your account managers, or go into that knowledge base and get a quick training, a 5-minute training on the 5 things to review when you're going over your reporting dashboard. One of my favorite ones, real-time access and updates. It's damn near a live reporting dashboard. I think it's got a 24-hour lag. So everything up until yesterday is in there. So you can talk to your clients about everything that's been happening up until this point. Also, conversions, make sure you're placing pixels. We're providing pixels, they're free. We can help you place them if you need them to, but you're able to actualize ROI and tell a better story of success when you have those conversions being tracked, and you're managing the campaign effectiveness there too, because like we said before, it's not all about the clicks or the impressions and clicks. It's about diving a little deeper into that story. So you guys need to, not just stand out from your competition, but there's ways to help your advertisers' businesses stand out as well. Elizabeth, do the honors for me.
Real quick. And again, we know this, right? This is your job as marketing consultants to make sure that we are focusing on helping your clients stand out, right? Have that brand recognition in the marketplace. So it starts with the website. Do they have a great website? Is it user-friendly? Are they running SEO? Can they be easily found? What's happening with their reviews? What kind of testimonials have maybe people given on? Let's put it on their website. Let's put it, on their Google reviews. stellar customer service. This is important everywhere, because at the end of the day, I feel like that is the crux of why so many people want to partner with someone or don't want to. What kind of service and communication am I going to get with someone? Creating a compelling brand story. So that's also a great question, to talk to your advertisers. And there's so many new SMBs since the pandemic that have just blossomed up. Ask about what does that brand story look like right now? How has it evolved? Where do you see it in the next 5 years? How can we integrate that into your marketing plan? These are great questions to ensure that, you're developing those deeper relationships. And again, that you're thinking about the bigger picture, not just today's business, but tomorrow's business for you and for your client. Being active in the community. I mean, shoot, I love local businesses. I'm in Denver, Colorado. It's, hashtag local love. It's wonderful, but that's actually a huge differentiator, right? For your clients. It should be a huge differentiator for your company. What kind of community outreach and, connection with the community do you have? And how are you highlighting that, right? And kind of, bringing that out to the open with some of your marketing. And last, becoming a thought leader, in your industry, in your vertical. Y'all are marketing experts, you're content wizards, you are business professionals, you're community leaders. Making sure that we take that same, passion and inquire about what our advertisers are doing with their industry, right? How are they kind of expanding and becoming that thought leader in those key verticals? Because again, that's going to come back full circle, help with some marketing thoughts and strategies, deepen that relationship.
I'm putting on a presentation at the Burrell conference in a couple of weeks in Miami. If anybody's going to be there, please make sure you come and say hi to us. But I'm so excited to be talking about these things because they're tried and true strategies that we bring to our partners who can then bring to their clients. And it's literally indicative of revenue growth, closing deals on the spot, building pipelines of incredible amounts of revenue. It's awesome, amazing. We're so excited about it. Elizabeth, thank you for doing such a good job on that. But I think I want to tie it together here. With partnerships that matter, right? I think you guys are getting a good understand of what AdCellerant brings to the table, but we're here to be a partner. We're not here to be a vendor. Our best partnerships are people who treat us like partners, but these relationships matter. We have accountability. We bring that to the table. We're always going to be overly transparent with you. Sometimes you'd be like, why are they sharing this stuff with us? It's so that we're always on the same page. We want to bring that value to you. Any objection, any hurdle, anything that you face that makes your life more difficult, especially in your job when it comes to selling this digital media, bring it to us. We'll help you overcome those objections. We'll help you hurdle those hurdles. They're just going to become speed bumps, but we've done this a lot. We have so many partners that we have across the country, across the world, where we're feeding that tribal knowledge that we get from them right back into you. You're going to be getting the training and education. That's very important. We're going to help you double down on it. We're going to tell you how to build your pipeline development, create that lifeline, know and understand where that revenue activation and growth is going to come from. And you have access to experts who are real people like me, Elizabeth, Connor, there's Jess, there's Ashley, and there's Jeremy right there on the screen. I love that we use pictures of our own people. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about what our proprietary technology does, about creating efficiencies, what you can get from our internal team and dedicated support, the quality control, and the differentiators that we bring to the table that you can take as well, and make sure that you have the transparency from your partner. Please reach out to either myself or Elizabeth here. Thank you all so much for taking the time with us today. I'll give it just a few moments if there's any questions. We'd be more than happy to answer them right now. But this was a fun one. Look,
Good
there's
times, right?
Henry, there's Lynn, Carolina.
I love it. And last note, y'all, please remember to follow AdCellerant on LinkedIn. Check us out. Connect with Ben and I. We'd love to meet you. And let us know too, if you all are heading out to any events, conferences this year, where are you getting your cool content and cool ideas, and what's going to impact your business in 23 and beyond? Where are you going? Let us know. We're in conference mode. We're going to be heading out to a few different states, few different events, and we'd love to maybe hook up with y'all at one of them.
I don't think we have any more questions. I think we're good to go.
Oh,
If you-
Karen asks, do we have PowerPoint slides referencing? Yes. So all of our sources, Karen, are referenced in the slide deck that you will get a copy of after. today.
And some of the other stuff that you're asking for as well, Karen, check out the knowledge base underneath location-based targeting. You should have all of it in there. Larry, yes, we do offer things in Canada. We have lots of Canadian partners. We love our neighbors to the north.
We have a dear colleague on the BizDev team from Canada.
Feel free to ask your team, Karen, or feel free to reach out to your dedicated account manager at Accelerant too. Thanks everybody so much for joining us. Happy Mardi Gras. Happy belated Valentine's Day. Enjoy your weeks. Have a great time and good luck selling.
Cheers.